Good evening, folks. This is Deb, and tonight we're going to talk a little bit about American political history being made tonight, according to a lot of the hyperbole on the internet, because it's what? It's debate night. And I just have to let you know that I have absolutely no intention whatsoever of sitting in front of my television and watching this debate. And you know, people say to me, "Well, how can you be an activist and not watch the debate?" It's very easy. It's very easy for me to be an activist and not watch the presidential debates. I didn't watch them in 2020, and I'm not watching them tonight. And I'll tell you why. Let me be perfectly honest with you, because this is a conclusion for me that has been made. I'm not interested in the spectacle because every night when I review my clips of things I need to see during the day, or in the odd times when I may watch an elongated section of a Trump rally, I find him infuriating. It makes my blood pressure go up. He's a man who has so little respect for the law and so little respect for his fellow Americans, so little respect for other people. It's all about him and what he wants. And do I expect him to perform in the debate tonight? He's a fucking walking performance act. That's all he is. He's, the news media is light entertainment. And, certainly his MAGA followers don't have to have any facts in front of them or any truth because they're completely enmeshed in a cult. Whatever he says is whatever they do. And for me to sit and watch him is just too much to ask. I am afraid that at some point I will be minus a couple of computer screens if I watch too much of him. And he has absolutely nothing to say. I'm not a sitting on the fence voter right now. I'm not sitting on the fence. I'm not angsting between Biden and Trump, and neither should anybody in the United States of America. Actually, everybody in this country, whether they have a D next to their name or an R next to their name or an I next to their name, whatever the fuck they are, whatever those little initials are, there is only one clear choice, and that's Joe Biden. And, it doesn't matter if you've been a lifelong Republican. If you respect the old Republican Party, and I mean the old Republican Party, the Republican Party that respected labor, that respected workers. I mean the pre-Goldwater Republican Party, not the Goldwater Republican Party, the pre-Goldwater Republican Party. If you're one of those people and you're just going to vote for Donald Trump because you're a Republican and that's what you do, then you've missed the boat entirely. You don't realize what a danger this man is to even the things that you believe in, because he is not a Republican. What he is an authoritarian. What he is a dictator, and what he is a piece of slime. Okay, he is a Republican because he has taken over the party and he's loaded it up with his minions who will do exactly what he says to do at any turn. And he doesn't care about his voters. They are just votes to him. He wouldn't invite these people to his house. He wouldn't lift a finger to help these people. So no, I'm not watching the debate tonight. And as for Joe Biden, I acknowledge he's 81 years old. I have an 81-year-old sister myself. And I'm 70 and I forget stuff. Okay? So I'm not interested in watching Donald Trump humiliate Joe Biden. And I'm not interested. I don't have to watch Joe Biden because, here's my position on Joe Biden. I'm 70 years old. In my opinion, he's been one of the best presidents in my lifetime. I love John Kennedy. I respected Jimmy Carter, and I respected Barack Obama. I thought there wasn't anything that he could do right because he was a black man. And, for the Republican Party, that was a major, to do for them. They were nothing but racist the entire time the man was president. So for me, I mean, I've watched what Joe Biden has done since he was elected in 2020. That's enough for me. He's done a great job in the face of all of this, including having to deal with a Republican House, which I will say again is something should never have happened. All right. They should never have been able to win the House back in 2022. No, not looking at this party. I know it's one of the things that happens with an incumbent. They often lose at the midterm. But the reality is, in 2022, we had already seen how many years of Donald Trump? 6, 7 years? We knew exactly what he was. We knew what the Republican Party was. We know that there were 147 seditionists already in the Republican Party. We lost the House and ended up with 170. That should never have happened. We know what the Republican Party had turned into by the time that the midterms came around. There was no question. 52% voter turnout for the Democrats is a disgrace. And the fact that we lost the House with a 9-seat lead is a bigger disgrace. So no, I don't need to listen to what Joe Biden's policies are. I know what they are because I follow Joe Biden and the White House all the time. I know what legislation he's proposed. I know what kind of executive orders he's issued to help women get through this anti-abortion thing. I know, he tried to resolve the immigration issue. The Republicans refused to come to the table. I mean, when you have one half of the slate that is anti-democratic and the other half that is democratic, you can't have a functioning democracy. End of story. It doesn't matter what Donald Trump says tonight. His words are meaningless. He's just a bunch of gibberish. And when he does make sense, he's one of the most vile men in America. He is an embarrassment and a black stain on American history. And the only thing I can say is this. Will we do a postmortem on the debate? I really can't answer that question right now. I plan to look at films and clips tomorrow and read the transcripts. And beyond that, that's all I'm going to say. I don't care if there's a second debate. There is no question what has to happen in November. This is all American spectacle. This is people sitting around the TV to see what they can chortle over. And none of this is funny and none of this is entertainment. So I am refusing to participate. But in closing, let me just say this. By now, not only have we seen exactly what's going on here, and every day the Republicans tell you what they're all about, and it isn't good, okay? But the whole world now knows what Donald Trump is, and they consider him a danger to their world as well. Other nations, our allies in particular. And so I will say this, I'm going to say this to the American people. The whole world is watching how we will respond to the challenge we face right now. Is it going to be democracy or is it going to be autocracy? Is it going to be a world where people treat each other decently and humanly? Or is it going to be Donald Trump's world where he is now proposing some kind of Hunger Games for migrants, making them fight against America's strongest to see who wins? You know what? You have a choice here. And it's pretty clear what the right choice is. So, yeah, the whole world is going to be watching exactly how we handle this as a people. Never mind the government. They're going to be watching the American people. And we better live up to our reputation. I'll talk to you all later.